Hi everyone, Jasper Basson here, founder of Dryk Holdings and the financial director of Lead Optimizers. I'm here with Raymond Henwick. Hi Raymond.
Hi Jasper.
He's the guy that trains your kids at school. They've got RSD and I'm gonna let him quickly explain exactly what they do, and yeah, let's go.
Thanks. Hi everyone. I just firstly want to say thanks, Jasper. It's an amazing opportunity for you to invite me to speak today. And yes, I just want to commend you on the value that you're adding to people. I mean, you're not getting paid to be here today, but just really the value that you're adding without anyone asking you, and just the value you've added to me and my business, and what I've done, just the value that you're adding to entrepreneurs. Well done, and thanks for that. It's an amazing privilege to be associated with you. So just quickly about what we do. We're involved in coaching. We're doing coaching for intermediate phase kids, more specifically rugby. So it's a franchise model. We based here in the Western Cape. So we at primary schools, preschools that we're coaching rugby. And for us, it's not a contact and a type of competitive rugby that we're trying to teach the boys. Our mission is really to teach the boys and to plant a seed so that they can start loving rugby, enjoying rugby, and more in general sports and being active and activities and stuff like that. So for us, it's all about that and getting more kids involved in that. So yeah, that's what we are busy with, and we've been busy. We're in our second year now, so things is going really good. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I must say, my kids also with Raymond and some of the coaches, and the way you guys put almost want to say, but put God first in your business, teach that to the kids, teach respect to the kids, on a very beautiful way. I really enjoy watching you guys on a Saturday when you have your tournaments or your events. It's really awesome.
Thanks, Jasper. We also believe that we don't want to shove God or Jesus down anyone's throat or put it in anyone's face. Through the action of me and my coaches, through the way that we do stuff, work with the kids, people must really see that where our values come from and where it's based on. So for us that's important. For some, especially the boys that we're involved with, that grows up without dads or grow up in homes where it's not always known, or they don't always go to church, or they don't know the principles and stuff. So it's important for us as coaches to be role models to that kids, and really to teach them the values through what we do and through the interaction that we have with them. So yes, that's important for us.
I think quickly just to give the guys an idea of where are you guys based. I know you're mostly in Western Cape, but
yes,
all the areas that they can find you.
Yeah, well, our offices are here in Stellenbosch, so we operate here from our offices in Stellenbosch, but all our coaches is mobile, so in every area basically where the coach is active and he's coaching, so all the way from Hermanus to Citrusdal, from Worcester to the southern suburbs that we started recently. Yes. People can get us, and we looking to advance to schools in most areas in the Western Cape. So that's our goal and our mission that we're working towards.
And where can I find you? Do you have, what's your most active form of advertising where people can actually link in?
Well, we put a lot of effort into our Facebook page, Jasper. So on our Facebook page, we post a lot of photos, videos, what we're all about, to give people a good feel about that. So all our contact details, our skills and development, Western Cape, you can find everything there. So that would be the most effective way to get a hold of us and to get a good feel and a good presentation of what we do in the business. So.
Awesome. This interview is all about the whole series is about giving back to startup, especially startup entrepreneurs, but also entrepreneurs in general. And so I'm just gonna quickly run through I feel every entrepreneur needs certain habits, certain rituals.
Yes.
I mean, the two of us chat about a lot. We just at breakfast, and we talk about a lot of various books and we shared a lot of information about books. But firstly, you just told me about your dream board, and yeah, I think we start with your dream board and just how it works for you, And also maybe just give us some ideas of your daily rituals as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Okay, 100%. Yes, but yeah, I think a dream board. I love my dream board. It's just above my desk. So basically, a dream board is just stuff that you really want to do and stuff that you inspire. So it aspires you to be a better person and to pursue stuff. So it's places that you want to travel, people that inspire and motivate you. Cars that you maybe want to drive, private jets if your dream's so big, and things that you want to achieve. And I think the more that you see that, the more your brain and the more your attitude gets ways to achieve it. So for me, it's whenever I get when something on my dream board happens, I always put something bigger in its place. So and it differs from person to person, like we talked earlier, what makes you happy and what motivates you. So I think it's important to have a board of stuff that you want to achieve and where you want to work to. And I think to break it down, there's a guy by the name of John Wooden, and he also wrote a book, Wooden on Leadership, but he talks about a thing called daily habits. And we all know the principle of start with the end in mind. So the dream board would be the end. That's what I want to achieve. That's the goals. That's the stuff that I want in my life. But I think you have to sometimes take a few steps back and say, listen, in order to drive the car, to visit the places, or to associate with the people, what do I have to do today? And I have to break it down in a few simple steps. So if I apply myself in habits and in simple stuff today, where can I be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 50 years? Because I think people really underestimate where they can be in 10 years from now or in 50 years from now, and a lot can happen in between, but it doesn't help you just focus on that all day and you don't do something today.
Yes.
To get better. So just for me personally, I'm not a morning person, so I don't like to wake up at 5 a.m. and read, and that's just not, it doesn't work for me. But what I do, I'm an evening person, so my wife goes to bed very early. She wakes up very early in the morning as well, so we complete opposites. But I like in the evenings to sit and to work through all my emails for the day, and then I would stuff that I want to do the next morning. So the book that I just read recently, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, if there's one thing that I can take out of that book, he said the last 10 minutes before you go to bed and the first 10 minutes after you've woken up, your brain is like a sponge. It's very it soaks up everything in that last and that first 10 minutes of the morning. So for me, I would lay in bed and then I would send all my messages, all my WhatsApps, all the stuff that I have to do the next day to my wife. And then when I wake up in the morning, I would just forward that messages to the people so that I can start my way. So when I get out of bed, I already feel productive and I already felt like I've done a lot for the day. And then I would go to my coaching. So yeah, there's a couple of daily habits that I work on in myself, like reading. I really try to read a chapter a day where it's possible. And yeah, there's exercise. I'm a huge believer in exercise, Jasper, because as soon as you start feeling better about yourself, you'll start feeling better about what you do and everything around you. So I've seen in my life, if I don't exercise, I easily go into a dip. But when I exercise, I just feel better about myself. I feel more productive. So I'm really, whenever you choose to exercise, but for me, exercise is an amazing habit to move forward. So
yeah, exercise is the world's best antidepressant in the world. That's not the pill.
Yes. Yes.
You release all kinds of good chemicals, endorphins, etc.
Exactly.
So yeah, it makes sense.
Mm.
And as being a coach, I'm sure you want everybody that you coach to look up to you, and for you being the example as well.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, no one will trust a skinny chef.
Yeah.
So, for me personally, and all my coaches, we work very hard on it to be presentable, to look the part, and also be active. I mean, you can't tell kids or chase kids around rugby poles, but you don't want to do it, and so you can only expect of them what you expect of yourself. So yeah, that's really important thing for me to apply in my life as well.
I think just to step back a few steps back to your dream board, I think the biggest thing society sells us is instant gratification, and the dream board is there for someone to have a goal, like you say, in 5 years, 10 years time.
Yeah.
But what we do now is the daily habits and the consistent daily habits of working towards that goal.
Yeah.
So the board would be your goal, but what you do today is how you will get to your dream board.
Yeah.
And I think that's what most people miss, and it's because of society that sells it to us.
Yeah, no, definitely, yes. But I mean, we live in an age where at the touch of the button, anything is available to you and anything can be delivered to your door. So we live in a generation that if I work hard today, I expect to drive the Ferrari tomorrow.
Yes.
But it doesn't work like that. I mean, if you see a guy pass driving in his Ferrari, obviously you think by yourself, but this guy is a millionaire. I mean, this guy have to be a millionaire to drive this car.
Yes.
And but you don't see what that guy does behind closed doors, and you don't see what he's been through and the risk that guys have taken, and the daily activity or the daily habits he applied. So the millionaire or the Ferrari is just the expression of stuff that he did 10, 20, 50 years ago. And it's not the millionaire driving the Ferrari. The millionaire is when he goes home and he closes his door, and the way that guy thinks and works with people, interact, the way he goes about his business, and the passion that he applies. So for me, that's the most important thing. So the Ferrari, it's only a manifestation of your daily habits. It's only a manifestation of what you've been applying for so long. So
just on that note of the Ferrari,
yeah.
Obviously you also recently read the Marcus Salti's Ferrari.
Yes.
But I think let's just dial into the word success for a moment, because I think, again, society sells us the idea that you need to drive a Ferrari, you need to live in a mansion, you need to have all these massive things, but success for you might not be the same success for me.
Yeah.
And maybe just give us a quick idea of the idea in your mind, what is success? And it's not a trick question, it's merely just, I mean, for people, I mean, success can be have peace in your mind. Every night I can sleep with peace in my mind. I'm happy with where I am. Maybe success for me might be to drive a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Just a quick overview.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, Jasper, for me, I never grew up with materialistic stuff. So I've never had materialistic stuff growing up. So I always looked at the Ferraris and the suits and the mansions and the private jets, and I thought, listen, but that's the life. That's what's gonna fulfill me, and that's what's gonna make me happy. But the more and more I've been journeying on the entrepreneurial process and in business and all of that stuff, it's exactly what you say. It's I think firstly to have peace of mind, to go to bed, to put your head to the pillow, and to know that you've made a difference and you've touched people's lives. And exactly, I would say at the moment where I am at the moment, that's for me is my whole life is based. There's one scripture in John 14 verse 12 that says, believe and do greater things. And for me is every single person that I come in contact to, I have to leave them in a better place than I found them. And that would be the definition of success. If I can't put you in a place to succeed bigger and better than I've failed at what I've done. So for me personally, that would be the closest definition for me at the moment for success, because yes, I have to leave you in a bigger and a better place than I found you. And if we have a chat and you have your knowledge and you can add my knowledge to what you're currently doing, you have to go bigger and you have to make more money and you have to be more successful than I have been. Every generation has to build on the previous generation, and for me personally, that would be the closest definition at the moment to success.
Yes, no, I agree with you. I think we all, especially as young guys, full of drive, we all see the Ferraris and we all see the mansions, and as you maybe mature a bit and you educate yourself a lot, you start seeing the value in
Yeah.
peace and quietness
Yeah.
and
Peace of mind.
and
Yeah.
peace of mind, more than merely just success will come if you follow your passion, if you
Yeah.
living your dream of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Money will flow in any way.
Yeah.
So, but maybe don't make that your success.
Yeah.
Just the success will come.
Yeah.
But just follow your dream, and like you say, service other people as well.
Yeah.
Service to many lead to greatness.
Exactly.
That's a very well-known guy that said that. So, yeah, I agree with you. Success is a very broad subject,
Yes.
and it can be meaning a lot of various meanings for
Yeah.
a lot of various
I think
people.
there's nothing wrong if success, materialistic stuff drives you to
Yes.
success. For everyone, I think that's a starting point, because
is.
that's why you want to be successful, is to get materialistic stuff. And as soon as you start achieving success, it goes deeper and deeper, and you get a better understanding of what success is and why you want to achieve it. And I mean, materialistic stuff can only fill you to a certain point, and then it will leave you empty. So, but the difference that you can make in people's life, and you think you give, when you go out and you help people and you give something to them, you're making a difference to them, but actually you're making a bigger difference to yourself. It's not about, so yeah, for me that would be the closest definition to success, if you ask me, Jasper.
For sure. Right, you gave us some good advice on good habits.
Yes.
Is there any bad habit that you are working on, or a bad habit that you see in entrepreneurs that you feel they need to attend to, or maybe even stop immediately,
Yeah.
or as soon as possible?
Well, Jasper, there's a couple of stuff. I mean, social media, I think, in today is one of the best and most effective weapons that you can use in your business and you can utilize in your business. But just as there's a fine line, because just as good as it can be for your business, it can be so bad as well. So I think in my life personally, I have to check myself on social media, hanging around on social media, watching videos that doesn't add value to me. And so for me personally, in the day and age that we live, you have to have real self-discipline regarding to that.
So you recently added me to a WhatsApp group called Billionaire Book Club, and which is quite interesting to see what the opinions of various people about books and what they actually read. And which is interesting is the way the two of us maybe see the same book differently.
Yeah.
But I think it's great value, and I think it's something that people need to maybe think about, is get a few of your friends, 5 of your friends, and don't have to be books, but I mean, books is a good way of self-development.
Yeah.
But get a group of 5 people. They call it the 5 chimps theory that I've written about it some time ago. But get that 5 people that you can encourage each other by reading books, doing positive stuff. So yeah, but you mentioned the monk who sold his Ferrari. I know you wasn't too impressed with that.
Yeah.
And but give us like 2 or 3 books that really change your life.
Okay. Yeah, I think just firstly, the Billionaires Book Club is just a WhatsApp group that I started. I really believe in the concept called masterminding. So for me, it's there's a couple of young dynamic guys on the group, and I discuss positive, uplifting ideas, books, stuff like that. I mean, you're not old, you're the oldest guy on the group. I'm not saying that you're old, but yeah, we all see some books in different ways. I think for me personally, if there's I always said, if there's one, if someone comes to me, there's 3 books that I would recommend to a startup entrepreneur that wants to go into business. The first one would be Richard Branson's easy read, Screw It, Let's Do It.
Yes.
I think for someone that's not used to reading, getting into reading, and also looking into entrepreneurship, I think that book, it tells where he comes from, a bad background, where he used to do drugs and stuff like that, and how he transformed his life to be this amazing entrepreneur that we know Richard Branson can be. So it gives you that self-confidence, that self-belief, as it doesn't matter where you come from or where you've been that you also can go out and make a success. There's no pre-description to what you should fit into if you want to make a success.
Yeah, sorry, and also nothing in the business will ever be perfect.
Yes.
So you need to take that leap, and that's basically what the screw it, let's do it
Yes.
principle is.
Yes.
Leap into it, obviously limit your risk, but leap into it and go take that risk.
Yes.
Otherwise you will never know. Nothing will be perfect before you can take that step.
Exactly. Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
But I interrupted you. You can go.
No, it's fine, Jasper. And then the second book that's very important to me as entrepreneurs, it's a book called The Go-Giver. Now it's written by Bob Berg and David Mann, but it's a really simple story, but a very effective story about giving. And in entrepreneurship, I think so many people they only want to make money, and they want to get, but they don't understand the principle of giving, and they don't understand exactly what you're doing with the videos here. I mean, you giving and you adding more value than you get paid for, and at the end of the day, actually, so people don't understand that principle. And The Go-Giver is really a book. Very simple, very easy read. You can read it in about 4 hours, but the book is such a powerful story where in entrepreneurship you first have to sow before you can start reaping, and to keep on doing that in a bigger and bigger scale as your business progresses. So that would be the second book. And then the third book that I know you're not a big fan of, we just spoke about it, but I went and Googled, like, on everyone's top 10 list, The Alchemist is a book that always came up, and I never really understood, like, when people explained the book to me, I thought it's this weird story about this Arabian guy riding on his horse. And I can really say that book spoke to my soul. It spoke to my spirit. When I read it, I got so many revelations about. I read it long after I started my entrepreneurial journey, but that would be an awesome book for a guy that's getting into reading, getting into business. It's a story about a guy that's chasing his dreams and how things work together, and you don't always. You might be working in a job, or you might be working for a boss at the moment, and you might not understand why you're doing some stuff, but that all adds up to the bigger picture and the bigger dream and where you're moving towards. And that was a really, really inspiring book for me. So yeah, those 3 books I would recommend. Easy reads if you're getting into reading, if you're starting your entrepreneurial journey, that would inspire you a lot to move you forward.
As I said, this whole webinar series is for entrepreneurs, and especially startup entrepreneurs. Any advice to a startup entrepreneur that want to take that step from being an employee to stepping into exciting but scary circus of entrepreneur?
Yeah. Well, Jasper, we talked about it, but definitely we're living in a world where they're painting entrepreneurship as this lifestyle where you're lying on the beach, you're flying in aeroplanes, and you're just having a glamorous life at the end of the day. So for me personally, I would say, and I thought about it this morning, is before you want to think about starting business or getting into business, you have to look at yourself and you have to say, but where can I start today? Even if I don't have a business, I don't have an idea, I don't have a concept, I'm stuck in a job maybe that you don't like, is that you must be excellent in every single thing that you do, because you know what, like I said, it adds up. So even though for me personally, back in 2013, I was a coach, I drove long distances, I coached a lot of kids. It was really difficult for me. I was 21, 22 years old, and in that situation, I never really understood, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Why I don't feel appreciated in that moment? But looking back now, that the lessons I learned are lessons that I'm applying currently in my business now. And if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be in this situation. And I mean, every single thing that you do, if it's for your employer, if it's for yourself, the best project that you will ever work on is you. And for me personally, that's the advice I would give to. So you don't have to have a brilliant concept. You don't have to have a lot of startup. You don't have to have. They say with a pocket full of change and a heart full of dreams, you can go out and you can go and make a massive difference. So that would be the advice that I would give to any guy that is looking for entrepreneurship or looking to start up his own business, first look where you are today and what can you improve today and how can you be better and how can you be more effective, because ultimately, whether you're working for a boss, whether whatever, effectively what you are busy sowing and what you are busy applying, you will reap one day. So be excellent in what you do, work on yourself, be a better individual, and your opportunities will come, and when they come, go all out, take the risk and go and do it. So that would be my advice.
Raymond, thank you very much for today, and all your valuable information and feedback, and it's always great to chat with you, and yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome, thanks so much, Jasper. Thanks to you.
If you guys did enjoy this video, please share this video with a fellow entrepreneur friend, and also remember to like our YouTube channel.